do it.
Roger.
That's unfair.
We would be honored if you would join us.
Hey everyone, so this video is kind of a big one, and for those who knew the answer before, good for you guys. But for those who didn't, it all comes from this book that I had special ordered online that took about 3 weeks to arrive. The Making of Star Wars Revenge of the Sith, the original copy from 2005. You can maybe find this at your local library or something, but it's a pretty good read. Anyways, in the book, there's tons of information from when George was making the prequels, particularly, of course, Episode 3. And upon reading through it, you come across tons of things like filming locations to equipment used and meetings with George, concept designs, etc., etc. However, one thing that it reveals is the original script ideas that were later cut out of the final edit of the film. And on one random page in a conversation, George starts talking about Dooku and Palpatine and the opening scene of Episode 3. And therein lies today's video and the legitimacy of the source. Right here was the original dialogue revealing a huge mystery in Star Wars. I'm going to read it for you, then we can talk about it. So this all happens during that scene where Anakin is close up with Dooku, face to face as their lightsabers are locked. Dooku says, "I can feel your anger. Your hatred tells me you are not unfamiliar with the dark side." When Palpatine pipes up in his chair saying, "Anakin, he was bragging earlier about how he arranged to have your mother killed by the Tusken Raiders." This is when Anakin screams, "You!" And Tyrannus, or Dooku, confirms, "Yes, and now there is no escape for you, my young Jedi." Anakin unleashes the dark side, cuts off Dooku's hand, Palpatine orders him to kill Tyrannus, and Anakin slices off his head. Now, there are two theories that we can take here. One, it's just something that Palpatine planned for Dooku to say while the fight was going on, to push Anakin over the edge so that he would unleash his dark side powers, just like he did against the Sand People, only this time to kill the leader of the Separatist army, Dooku. Or two, it's the truth. Now, I believe it's the absolute truth. There is no other place in this book that dives into this part, or explains further that Dooku was the guy behind it. The choice is up to you guys to decide which theory you want to believe, of course. But the fact that Palpatine even plays with this idea in front of Anakin is not just extremely cruel, but what's worse is that Dooku actually admits to doing it. Now, whether you believe theory 1 or theory 2, I personally believe that this was what George had in mind. He made Palpatine to be the devil, the most evil guy in the story. He said that many times in interviews, and for Shmi to be abducted, of all the people on Tatooine, and of all the dreams and nightmares Anakin could have, it just seems too convenient for the story. The plot behind her death was all left for the audience's speculation, kind of like the end of Inception in a way. However, now that we can see in the original script of what Dooku admits to, the plot, at least for me, can be put to rest. This was later cut out of the final edit, and they inserted the line just after Anakin kills Dooku, where Palpatine asks him if he remembers what he told him about his mother and the Sand People. Everything about it is just kind of eerie, as you can see with the scary music I got going on right now. This kind of changes things forever for me. I think Palpatine orchestrated the whole kidnapping of Anakin's mother, and Dooku was the hand, pun intended, that carried it all out. I'd even go as far as saying Palpatine was planting those nightmares into Anakin's head, although that's a bit of a stretch since Anakin had a great affinity for premonitions. So let me know, guys, do you think Palpatine and Dooku were really behind Shmi's kidnapping and torturing by the Sand People? He did everything to make Anakin turn to the dark side, and if once you start down the dark path, forever will it dominate your destiny. Thanks for watching, everyone. Let me know down below. Have an awesome rest of your day. Hit like on this video if you enjoyed it, and I will see you all in the next episode of Star Wars Theory. Until then, my fellow Jedi and Sith friends, remember,
The Force will be with you always.